Vale, vamos a empezar ya. Sigamos.
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosnes. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Vale. Me suena este flexor.
Look, it's Sid.
Staying long this time? Clive. Is everything all right?
¿Qué es esto? ¿Ropa? Alfombras.
All operations are suspended until further notice.
Yes, Captain. I'll let the others know.
Este sitio... Aquí en medio de la nada. El Moguri. El tablón.
There you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
¿Puedo hablar con el Moguri? ¿Cómo que todo soy de tiempo? Estos son hunts. Es el hunting log. Me mola muchísimo, muchísimo, muchísimo la arquitectura, de este juego. Me gusta muchísimo. Tiene algunos sitios que me quedaba ahí empanado. Sí, la caligrafía es muy parecida y el tablón creo que es el mismo.
Lady Tyre is performing a delicate operation and must not be disturbed. I'll let her know you called.
Bueno, al menos está bien. Está vivo.
No one works longer or harder than our Otto. You can scour the whole of Storm and Ash, and you won't find a better man.
Escape from the slave markets. How'd you manage that?
I had some help, but it was mostly luck. The others weren't so lucky.
No se puede bajar. Un poco limsa esto,
Sid, what's the special occasion?
You're welcome to join us for a spell, if you think Jill won't mind.
The lawsman says I can borrow as many books as I can carry. This was all I could carry.
Go on. What's the matter, Sid? You look as pale as the day your predecessor slung you in the cell next to mine. Not about to have another fit, are you? Of course you aren't. You're a changed man now. We Both are.
Sospechoso sí que es.
Can't catch a wink with all the clamour in the hall. The atrium's quiet this time of day.
Good day to you, sir.
Charlie says I can't go and play until I finish my songs.
Vale. Oh, ¿y eso? Te he dado la vuelta.
Nearly half the crates were lost.
This bank will have to be replaced.
Puedo craftear.
Clive,
Claro.
so will it be?
Vale, más 10. No hay ninguna más. Lo hago,
No scratches, right?
Equipar. No se puede mejorar, ¿no? Tampoco hace falta. Creo que ya voy bastante bien. De defensa no hay nada. Ni mejorable. Tampoco. Pues ya estaría. A ver la espada. Hostia, parece más rollo katana, ¿no? Incluso. Me recuerda al Onimusha. Onimusha era de la Play 2, ¿no? No de la 3. Era de la 2, creo. Sí, Onimusha del 2. A ver qué hay aquí para elegir. Vale, hay un montón. Hostia, puedo... Claro, esto lo puedo repetir yo para ganar experiencia, nivel, ítems. Y aquí los desafíos. Oh. Claro, pero es que lo que no me gustan de esos desafíos es que no es el combate en sí, sino es todo. Ah, sin cinemáticas. Lo puedo desactivar arriba, sin cinemáticas. O sea, puedo ir a un combate tal cual sin cinemáticas, vale. Esto lo tengo que hacer, porque yo quiero sacarme puntos. Estoy intentando aprender el combate. Bueno. Hablando del combate. Las habilidades. Tengo 1200 para consumir. A ver. Que creo que de utilidad... Creo que es mejor esto. Porque así tendré 4 barras de leve. Eso ayuda un montón. Y luego ya mejoraré las habilidades. Pero bueno. Poco a poco. Hostia, esto hace mucho daño. Pero es... Ah, por aprender aún, vale. Este no me gusta mucho esta habilidad, ¿eh? Voy a cambiarla. O sea... Esta está bien. Pero esta de aquí me parece muy rara. No, no puedo, ¿no? Poner Qué raro ha sido eso. A ver. No, no puedo poner ignición. ¿Puedo poner ignición aquí? No tiene sentido. Pero entonces, si puedo poner ignición estando en el estado Ramu, ¿comparte el cooldown? Yo creo que comparte cooldown. Lo voy a probar. No me había dado cuenta que se podía hacer. Está loco. Señora, aún sigue fumando.
Go on, then.
5 años después. Vale, va. Este da más guiles, Incrementa la cantidad de puntos de habilidad obtenidos contra enemigos comunes. Un 20%, Esto me va a servir para cuando empiece a farmear. Carga automáticamente el disparo cargado y permite mantenerlo en el tiempo. Disparo cargado. Vale, eso es para que me suba el límite un poquito más rápido. Igualmente el porcentaje es muy poco. Un 3% es muy poco. Y un 6% también es poco. Elixir, hostia. Son caros los elixires, pero no me lo voy a pillar. Pues carillo,
Clive, you're back. You didn't happen to run out of potions while you're away, did you?
No te se abran.
We've a fine selection of tonics and tinctures. Oh, perhaps you'd be interested in some new accoutrement. Gear.
Have you been to the toll? I hear a new ship has just...
Bueno, no tengo más. O sea, aquí voy guardando los trofeos y cosas que consiga. Mola. Bueno, creo que es hora de... Bueno, no he abierto el mapa. No lo había abierto antes. Huerto, hay huerto también. No hay quests, vale. Pues ya está. Pues voy para aquí. Tengo que ir por aquí atrás. ¡Wow! La vuelta que tengo que dar. Bueno, vamos a ir. Me gusta que los final ahora jueguen un poquito más con el tiempo. Que no pasa todo en 2 días. Que en muchos Final Fantasies parece que todo haya pasado el mismo día o en 2 o 3 días. Aquí han hecho un poquito como los Final 15, pero un poco mejor. Hola, señorita.
I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
Resumen.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Y tiene más.
And how may I assist you today? How may I help you today?
Geopolíticos, madre mía.
Of course.
Claro, y si le doy aquí, saldrá toda la información. Y claro, luego va actualizando. Maldita madre. Vale, vale. Hostia, Ambrosia, ¿qué? A costa de perder un ojo. Pero solo perdió el ojo, entonces.
Thus ends today's lesson.
Ay, que se le podían preguntar más cosas a los NPCs. Siempre me olvido.
One would think.
Ah, vale, pues son cosas que ya he dicho.
I admit.
Ah, no, pues es adicional esto.
A far more reputable fellowship. my beloved homeland. Or at least, it was.
Vale.
I do wish our lawsmen would consider acquiring some more contemporary volumes. I tire of the classics.
¿Cómo exige la señorita, Vale.
Look, it's Sid.
Al bardo no le hablo, bueno, le voy a hablar, pero me da mucha rabia.
As hither yon dance autumn winds atop the rotten pier. Of Sid's return the faithful sing across the blighted mere.
Tengo ganas de saber qué pasa con Artema y todo eso.
Oh, Tome said the hideaway is built inside an airship. Said it was called the Invincible.
El Invencible. ¡Hala! Han puesto portugués ahí. Pone tan grande, tamaño, alcanzan algunas... o es que es así. O es que está escrito así aposta. Ah, ¿está escrito aposta o qué? Está escrito aposta esto. Vale, vale. Me cansan los clásicos ya, sí, es un poco... Vale, vale. Entiendo. Entiendo que hacen referencia a que es un escrito muy antiguo y tal. Vale.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day.
Tenemos que conseguir más
Gav will
libros.
be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Es castellano antiguo, vale. Es latino, sí. Yo por eso lo he dejado en inglés. Pero ya no... O sea, lo he dejado en inglés no solo porque esté en latino. Si hubiese estado en latino y bien, vale. La voz de Clive en latino está bien, por ejemplo. Pero todos los demás, al menos los que pude escuchar en la demo, están mal. O sea... No sé a quién han contratado, pero seguramente fue deprisa y corriendo y mal pagado. Pero bueno.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Otto stole us. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
No se le ve la marca, pero...
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Pero se le verá la herida. Y todos van exactamente con la misma herida. Cuán hermosas damas. Cuán hermosas damas.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Oh. Esa cara de vinagre.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Tiene alguna cana, ¿eh? Ahí. Al norte que vamos. Oh.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
¿Dónde está ahora?
Very well. What would make Martha leave the rest?
If something has happened to Martha, we need to speak with Otto.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Pues hay que ir para afuera. Uy, hay quests también. Vale. Pues haré las quests antes. ¿Dónde está? Ah, hay una solo. Que me gusta tenerlas completadas. Porque antes, por ejemplo, cuando tenía acceso al mapa... bueno, sigo teniendo el acceso al mapa mundi. Pero algunas misiones creo que han desaparecido. Entonces, lo mejor es hacerlas cuando tocan y ya está. Para la primera run, vaya.
Finish with that lot. Welcome back, Sid.
Damn blighted bilge.
Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry will keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
¿Eso es reputación, eso? ¿Esa moneda? Había como una currency rara. Bueno, cuando me lo den, imagino que me lo dirán. Vale, entonces... Ahora tengo que matar los bichillos, ¿no? Era mapa mundi. Vamos allá. ¡Ay!
Easier than felling a forest, I said. The trees don't have teeth.
Comparte cooldown.
It's over.
Pero es bueno saber que tengo eso. Es bueno, es bueno. Ahora voy a cambiarme una skill.
I can't imagine Obelisk needing any more than this. Time to head home.
De hecho, la skill... Voy a cambiar las habilidades de Ramu. Vale. Vale, eso. Este de aquí no me gusta tanto. Ah, no puedo poner la que me dé la gana, vale. O sea, solo puedo poner una que tenga activada ya. Entonces no tiene mucho sentido. Vale, vale. Bueno. No, entonces nada, pues nada. Pues así se queda. Pues sí, voy a tener que volver. Al revés. Sí. Y volvemos. Entrego la quest y sigo con la misión.
Welcome back, Sid.
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
La imagen del 14.
Ugh. Reeks like a chocobo's arse. I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo? So your boat has a name? I didn't know.
Yeah. Same as me old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the Blight came. The boat's all I have left of him. And thanks to you, he'll sail another day.
Tengo 10 de algo que no sé lo que es. Incrementa el ataque en 12. Pues sí que me ha dado algo bastante útil, ¿eh? Porque tengo aquí uno que me sube a 7 el ataque. Y aquí defensa 10. Podría quitar el de defensa. Y pongo el de ataque. Vale. Ahora sí que ya no hay ninguna cuesta aquí pendiente. Vámonos. No hay cuesta en otro sitio, ¿no? Ya está. A ver, Marta, ¿dónde está?
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Let's get you to Physica, shall we?
I'm sorry. Oh, I think I twisted something.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Me han dado 10 puntos de eso. ¿Debe ser reputación?
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
Vale, tengo que ir ahí. No hay teleport directo.
How do?
A ver, no creo que me dé algo nuevo. No.
Very well.
Oi, look sharp!
Oye, Torgal. Está igual.
If those Orsons touch an hair on Martha's head, I'll kill them all myself.
Farewell.
Look. Up ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something. Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
Vale, solo puedo hacer 2 teleports en el aire. No me puedo mantener como en el 15.
It's over.
Unite. Oye, está muy bien, ¿eh? Además, cada mapa veo que tiene algún clima distinto. Con el tiempo va cambiando. Me gusta mucho el estilo. El diseño está muy bien. Deja de matar pollos. Es que es experiencia y cosas, entonces... bueno, una cosa lleva a la otra. A mí me da cosa matar chocobos, pero es experiencia. Entonces, claro. Estoy buscando ver si hay más cosas por ahí. Mira, hay pochobos. Además, este es el azul. El azul es mira. Tarjeteable ya del principio. dejarme usar también el ramo.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
A ver. Uy. Totalmente consumido.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
Bueno.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
El ataque especial ese de Ramón no lo entiendo muy bien, pero bueno. Tampoco hace mucho daño.
Is that all of them?
Drake está muy bien, ¿eh?
I think so.
Está muy bien. De verdad no me esperaba que fuese tan bueno. Aquí, vamos. Va a dejar un buen precedente este final.
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Vale, primero entraré. No hay nada, ¿no?
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him. Calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved.
unless we save her. Tell Martha to beg Sid's aid. And tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid! Where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive?
Creo que ya no.
He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Pues no sé cómo serán las reviews del 16, pero... es que está muy bien, tío. No sé. Estoy living con esto. No es una historia cliché, no tiene los típicos errores de RPG. Es interesante. Uy, vale. Que tengo que dar la vuelta. El ritmo de la historia está muy bien contado. Decían que era lineal, pero... o sea, cuando se refieren al lineal, ¿a qué se refieren? Porque, por ejemplo, un libro es lineal, ¿no? Cuando lees un libro, es lineal. Entonces todos los libros son malos. Hostia, un Ariman. Un Ariman del 14. Con miedo que dan estos. ¿Cómo? ¿Es una hunt? Ah, ¿cómo? Es renombre. Eso. Vale. Me ha gustado la introducción del bicho.
Do you think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. There's a floating eyeball. You're a fine hound.
pegado bastante, de hecho.
It's over.
Subo de nivel, bueno, no me tengo que curar. Vale.
You didn't see that coming.
¿Y habrá alguna forma? ¿Habrá alguna forma de traquear estos bichos? Para ir a por ellos. Era de clase C este. O sea, no era de los más tochos. Claro, exacto. Han sabido coger... No sé. Está muy bien hilada la historia. Está muy bien hecha. Y el mundo también.
That must be the bridge.
Juego de Tronos es matar personajes todo el rato. Y ya está, es que tampoco... O sea, a ver, lo he simplificado demasiado, pero... No sé si me explico. Yo no lo compararía con Juego de Tronos, lo compararía como el Tactics.
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Vamos, pues. Claro, ahora sabiendo que hay bosses de estos por ahí, tendré que averiguar cómo los descubro.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Seguro que el Moguri ese se encarga de las points.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Pero antes de volver a guarida... ¡Uy! Hay algo ahí. ¿Qué es esto?
Try not to move.
Choco.
Oi! You there! You handy with that sword of yours? Course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? 'Cause a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos? Fighting bandits?
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now they're back, looking to settle the score. Oh, go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
All right.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
Esta misión es muy rara porque tiene un más. Bueno.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. Time to fight.
No hace falta luchar contra ellos, pero bueno. Aquí estoy.
A white feather.
Que no sea mi chocobo.
I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way. These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Sí, lo he hecho bien. Vale. Quería esquivar eso. O sea, cuando estoy haciendo el ataque encadenado de Garuda no puedo esquivar. Lo he intentado y no me ha dejado. Es Ambrosia, ¿no? Porque tiene el ojo dañado.
You're safe now. White heart, I presume.
Es Ambrosia.
Do you know her, boy?
Sí que lo es, que tiene cada cicatriz.
It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. A bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems our pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are.
Podría ir en Chocobo ahora.
Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry, we'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind. Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
Vale. O sea, lo puedo llamar tal cual. Puedo montar en Ambrosia. ¿Y cómo? Eso. Ah, vale. El silbido también.
Ready, go?
Ah, se me entiende. Puedo coger objetos igual. Sí. Perfecto. Me da la sensación que debería correr un poco más. Por la forma en que corre, debería correr un poco más. Y para luchar, ¿qué? Ah, puedo atacar.
Thanks, Gal.
Puede que tenga mejor así. Veremos con el tiempo. Vale, bueno, quería... Bueno, debería seguir con la historia, ¿no? Tengo que volver a la guarida. Lo que pasa es que por aquí arriba seguro que hay algún bicho. Por aquí. Mira, quiero ir ahí un momento a ver la tablilla esa. A ver qué tiene. Seguro que tiene algo. Aquí no puedo sacar el chocolate. A ver cómo ataca.
Be safe.
Vale. A ver si hay un bicho por aquí. Es que... Bueno, también quiero ver la tablilla esa. A ver si es accesible ahora. Que digo yo que no creo porque me hubiesen avisado.
Straight home now. It's over.
Vale, va. Pues no, no se puede. Bueno. Ahora que no estoy en combate. No, no se puede. Pues Mapamundi, nos vamos a la guarida. No hay más quests, no hay más quests. Vámonos. Bueno, al menos tengo Chocobo. Suerte que he hecho esa quest opcional. Porque era opcional.
Where's Gav?
Ahora entiendo, el más es para... porque te desbloquea algo. Igual que en el Final 14, que tienes la exclamación con el más. Pues el más debe desbloquear algo.
Gav should be back by now.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait. Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Hola, Starty. Ahora te explico. El rincón del mecenas. Vale, te explico. El juego, aunque no lo parezca, o que parezca mentira porque es de Square Enix, se ha hecho en inglés. La base del juego está en inglés. De hecho, si pones el juego con voces de en japonés o en español, bueno, lo pones en japonés y la boca está hablando en inglés. No existen las expresiones faciales en japonés. El juego se ha hecho en base en inglés. Con lo cual, al menos el doblaje en inglés está bien, está súper bien el doblaje en inglés. En japonés imagino que también, porque en Japón son muy fans de contratar a gente profesional. Los demás idiomas no lo sé. Latino, el único que me gusta, la voz, es la de Clive, que está bien hecha. Pero las demás voces las escuché en la demo y dije, hostia, parece que hayan mandado el texto a 4 randoms y que no saben ni lo que están diciendo. Es muy raro. No es de la calidad que esperas. No, aunque seas latino incluso, para alguien latino, cuando lo escucha en latino dirá, hostia, es de baja calidad, ¿no? Es un poco, no sé, es la sensación que me dio a mí. Entonces, en vez de jugar así con esas voces, pues digo, pues pongo la inglesa, que es la oficial, por así decirlo, y ya está. Es raro, sí. Lo que pasa es que como que este juego está ambientado un poquito a lo medieval, pues han querido darle un toque en inglés y por eso se ha hecho en base al inglés. Sí, ya había algunas entrevistas y lo explicaron y lo hicieron en base al inglés. Sí. En japonés es algo adicional en este caso. Sí, en inglés el 14 también hacen un muy buen trabajo. La verdad que contratan a buena gente para hacer el doblaje. Está muy bien. Y aquí también está súper bien el doblaje en inglés. Ahora puedes acceder a la lista de misiones, el rincón de mecenas y el tablón de anuncios. Vale. Entonces puedo coger las funds desde ahí. El tablón también es del 14, ¿eh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Hay que prepararse, sí. Primero de todo, las quests. Mira, el huerto otra vez. Madre mía. Y me dirás tú cómo puedes plantar algo aquí. Y el tablón. Vale, el tablón está aquí abajo. ¡Ah! Mira. Es una mandrágora. Bueno, primero voy a coger la quest, ¿vale? Ay, y pociones, que me gasté una otra poción antes.
Is it business?
Business, sí.
It'd better all be here.
Los elixires de momento no los voy a consumir.
I think it's all right to touch.
Yo no me voy a comer un tentáculo de muérbol, ¿eh?
on now, Martel. Try your apple soon enough. Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
Vale.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Perdón.
Thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martel apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
Eso es la Play 5, sí. Solo está para Play 5. Pensé que decías de cómo estoy yo físicamente. Estoy en el sofá. Este juego hay que jugarlo con la pantalla buena, con la tele. Con la tele se ve muy bien. Además me quita muchos problemas que tienen los monitores. La tele como que tiene el FreeSync y todo eso, pues a mí no me afectan los bajones de frames ni nada porque lo veo bien. Hay muchas cosas que mejoran con la tele. Voy a darle la vuelta entera por aquí.
And you say Sid built this place?
Luego cuando haga el endgame y tal, sí que lo jugaré desde el PC. Pero la primera run desde la tele. A ver, antes de completar esto, voy a mirar las misiones.
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board. It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know? Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war, the last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Vale. A ver, tablón. A ver. Ay, que me han etiquetado en Telegram. Ah, vale. Pero que estaba mirando a ver si me habían hablado por algún sitio. Ah, pero está bien. Vale. Vale. Sigamos. Aquí podría hacer las punts, ¿no? Tal anuncio, si me existen criaturas extraordinarias... Ah, escorias, ahí está, vale. Vale. Esos son los encargos. Este ya lo he matado. Uy, hay uno de clase B. O sea, los puedo coger tal cual, ¿no? Ah, pero, o sea, no me dice. O sea, no tengo que aceptarlo. Simplemente te dice dónde puede aparecer, pero no te lo va a marcar. Vista clara. Vale, luego lo miro bien.
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here, courtesy of Martel.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. And I'd sort that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait.
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Ya me lleva al siguiente. Hay un NPC de reputación ahí al fondo. No sé lo que es.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd have them right from the branch, make Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Desiree.
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Business is busy. Still. Words are immortal. Come to claim your just desserts?
Ah, o sea, es al llegar, no es que lo consuma.
Here you are. You earned this.
Vale, guay.
All done?
Bueno, y me han dado muchos puntos de habilidad ahora. Vale, y lo que me escama un poquito, creo que lo voy a hacer antes que entregar esta quest. ¿Dónde era que tenía que ir? Era... Vista Clara, Sambreque. Vale. Ay. Ah, vale, para misión, vale. Ah, no me puedo teleportar en ningún sitio, muy bien, vale. Vale. Pues nada, pues voy a entregar esto. Pero bueno, las hands no puedo hacerlas, o sea, no me las marca en el mapa. Tengo que leerme el contrato e ir yo por mis propios medios. Que también está chulo, ¿eh? Es un poco como el Final 14 también. Te dice, está por aquí. Vas y lo encuentras, ya está. Seguro que habrá algunos muy chungos.
Cursebreakers send their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her. After all these years. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Ah, se puede ver. Pues ahora sí que sí, ya no hay más quests. Toca ir de misión. ¿Puedo craftear algo nuevo? No. Comprar tampoco. Vale, perfecto. Vale. ¿Quieres hacer fotos en el 14? Eso es Tarty, ¿cómo llegas el 14? Es que no puedo ir a ningún sitio más, ¿eh? Bueno, pues vamos allá. Acantilado Gañido del Halcón. Región elevada desde donde se contempla el castillo de Rosaliz y gran parte de los dominios rosarianos. Pues vamos allá.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He
didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Lazos de sangre. Otro mapa. Imagino que puede ir en Chocobo también.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends?
Ay, me enlaza con otro mapa. Vale. Bueno, hay más aquí también, madre mía. Vale.
Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can, and hear their stories. Starting with the village of
Esquiva el ataque.
Oh well.
Uy, tengo 2239 puntos de habilidad. Que esto me podría dar. Sí, para mejorar ya definitivamente esta. Bien. Vale, el siguiente creo que será este ataque porque siempre lo uso. Ah, vale, ahí es donde tenemos que ir, el pueblecito. Me encanta porque se ve todo, ¿eh? Yo puedo ir ahí al fondo del todo porque está... Es el mapa accesible. Mola mucho. Lo siento, Pochobo. Es que me das experiencia. Daré una vuelta por aquí. puedo acceder a esto? ¿Se da alguna misión o algo? Estoy usando la mano para nada a veces. Vale. Quiero comprobar antes si puedo... Voy a pillar el chocolate. El silbato también. Hay un dragón ahí.
Time to fight. Straight home now.
¿Qué distancia tiene mucho rango?
This won't be easy.
¡Me has tuneado! Vale, puedo seguir aquí abajo, pero está bloqueado el paso. Good boy. Hola, Robby. Un río. Vale. Ay, un cofre. He visto a lo lejos.
Good girl.
Good girl, good girl. ¿Puedo saltar desde aquí y planear? Tanto.
Thanks, girl. Enough of you, are there?
Wakened winds!
No hay ningún cofre, ¿no? Ah, es que me parecía ver una caja. Vale. Vale, combinando invocaciones, bueno, elementos mola. Madre mía, si no me dejan ni rematar. Vale, pues ya está. No hay más, porque no puedo pasar. Así que...
Come on.
Bueno, en principio no puedo pasar, ¿no? Vale. Vámonos. Ah, no, el ítem ese no puedo alcanzar. Pues ahora sí a la misión. Vale. Pues yo creo que también el chocobo va a correr más, porque tiene una animación... Mira, joder, el de Jill corre más. Tiene una animación que va a correr un poco más, pero no parece que... parece que le cuesta. Parece que resbala. Así que yo creo que llegará un momento que nos van a dar un upgrade para el chocobo y correrá más. Pues ya está. Joder, hasta Torgal corre más. Espera.
Time to fight.
Mucha vuelta ahí. Pues aquí tendré que mirar algo, ¿no? Un cofrecito o algo. Pero no lo veo. Bueno. Misión. Vamos a la misión. Joder, me chocobos. Es que me están poniendo muchos enemigos por el camino. Y quiero acabar con todo. Hostia, cómo mete todo. Vale. Mete mucho, pero no se ven los números que hace. Vale. Hay unas plantas por el camino y ya está.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing, we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
Welcome, stranger.
Estoy por comprar las elixires, Bueno, lo que debería hacer es vender lo que me sobra, que hay un montón de cosas que me sobran. Era aquí, ¿no? Objeto lucrativo, hay un montón.
I reckon that's fair.
lucrativo.
I'd pay more if I could.
Objeto lucrativo.
I'll find it out at home.
Lo demás son materiales. Bueno,
Into the
tampoco me ha dado
roads
tanto de
now.
vida.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire.
No seáis chivatos.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men. Though back then, he wouldn't have needed to.
Madejas de ser. Hay más cofres.
2 more left to join the garrison this very morning.
Word is, PARTE soldiers closed their gates to all but the Highborn, and now a great camp sprung up along the walls.
Run along now, before one of the boys starts thinking you're something you're not.
Cofre.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another Eastpool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
¿Puedo seguir por aquí tal cual? Sí. Ah, vale. Y retomo. A ver, que podría haber pasado por aquí atrás. E ir aquí, pero... Ya me ponen dos caminos, bueno. A ver.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Oh.
Ever since the apology, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? Have the mother crystals collapsed?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
¿Qué teoría? ¿Qué teoría tenéis? Pues claro, estos bichos están por aquí. Voy a ir por este camino primero y luego me muevo al otro. Mira, hay dos bichos. O tres. A darle la vuelta. Hay guardias.
More of my mother's men.
Si me pongo aquí los arraso a todos. Casi.
It's over.
Madre mía. Ah, no es un monstruo de atrás.
Fight another day.
¿Esto qué es? Es un cofre. Pulsera de Minotauro. Que se queda como cristalizado por dentro. Pulsera de Minotauro. Para ejecutar una estocada. ¿Qué se considera estocada? ¿El remate o un golpe normal? Igualmente el 5% es muy poco. Los porcentajes de aquí son muy poquito. Vale, no hay nada más. Y hay un ítem. Conchas espinosas. Espera. Vale, que había dos caminitos.
Garuda!
arriba tendría que haber algo. Bueno. No. Vale. Quiero matar a todos los bichillos. Vale.
They'll get surrounded.
¿Pero qué hace exactamente esto? Ah, vale, si me le pego... Vale. Porque sale como que... Hay un montón de litos aquí. Si no hay. Por aquí se bajaría de normal. Oh, bueno. Level up. Me ha venido bien. Así me cura.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
Un arañazo.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield to present.
Maldito White Mage. Venga. Voy a dejar por ahí.
Farewell.
Saltando por el aire. Solo 20 de habilidad.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you? We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Aldil. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Se ha esperado que se muriera.
Find something, boy. Death.
Oh, found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
Cada vez peor, ¿eh?
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Vale, hostia, tengo que ir por ahí. Aún no me puedo mover por aquí, ¿no? Vale. Antes de irme voy a explorar un poco el pueblo, por si acaso hay algo. A veces hay cofres y cosas. Sí. Ah, otro fajín. Tengo dos ahora de fajines de estos. Sí. Pues sí. Y si tengo dos, ¿qué pasa? Se fusionan, porque no he visto que tenga dos. Tengo el mismo de antes. Uy, espera, esto era... Pensé que había un cofre. Ahí está el puente... Me pareció ver... No.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Me ha dado más este combate de habilidad que contra los imperiales eso. A ver, va, parece más directo.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
Didn't happen to come by way of Old Hill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
They tell us there's a curfew, but they refuse us passage back to our homes.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gate
Vale.
are closed. Be gone.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands. You'll find no succor to the South Travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Playa del Silencio. Casi llego al otro.
Farewell.
Vale. Hay un cofre, sí. Siempre en las esquinitas, ¿eh? Es siempre en esquinitas y sitios ocultos. Sangre negra. No hay nada ahí, ¿no?
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. We should start with the main gate and see where that gets us.
We're not alone.
Más bichos. Muchos bichos. Se pegaba así al revés. Ah, no se puede levantar. Vale. Me encanta ese ataque. Es el mejor. Vale. Aquí en la playa no hay nada, ¿no? Bueno, puede haber un cofre ahí. Y aquí hay 3 bichos.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Bueno, antes irá por el ítem que hay ahí. Y si hay bichos por aquí también nos pueden matar. Pues los sitios son bonitos, No sé qué habrán tomado como referencia, imagino que en Inglaterra. Aunque hay pueblos aquí, también en Cataluña, que se parecen a esto. Bastante.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy!
Voice-rinse dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough
Fuck off! Find the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
La llama de la esperanza.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Si me hago el saltito.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
¿Hay mapa? Hay mapa. Uy, es poco cachito, ¿no? Muy poco.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
Pues nada. Arrastrarlos a todos. Es que me encanta la skill de arrastrarles, tío. Después acabas con Ramu. Me encanta.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Oh.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
Sobrevivió.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be.
Míralo.
I was there when you died.
No me acuerdo el nombre. Es uno de los dos que iban al principio del juego.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
Ahora que hemos matado un montón de sus compañeros, venga. Joder. Ah, vale, no están muertos. Al menos te enseña la escena de que no se han muerto.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Voy a hacerme una ensalada. Tengo una ensalada de estas. Y eso está claro primero. Entonces, ¿el de Bahamut es medio hermano de Clive? No. No, porque el de Bahamut no... O sea, es la misma edad que el Clive, creo. De hecho, bueno, no sé si lo podemos ver desde aquí. No. El tío de Clive nos proporcionará un barco. Pero aquí no puedo acceder a los hilillos de familia y tal. Que la novela le dio un heredero al emperador. Ah, vale, sí, sí. Sí. O sea, la madre de Clive habrá tenido un hijo, eso sí. Pero será otro, porque el de Bahamut es muy joven, ¿no? A ver, pasaron 13 años. Y cuando pasaron 13 años vimos un vídeo de Bahamut luchando contra Odín. Pero se le veía bastante ya mayorcito. A no ser que en ese vídeo tuviese 12 años. No se diese tanta prisa para parir. Pues no lo sé. No lo sé. Voy a hacerme la ensalada. Bueno, la traigo aquí. Un minuto tardo porque ya está hecha. Pues no lo sé. Yo creo que es otro, ¿eh? Yo creo que es otro. Será un hermano pequeño. Si no, no me cuadra por el tiempo. Vale, ya estoy aquí. Ya estoy aquí. Con la ensaladita. Que se me cae el chat. Pero ChocoFeru, ¿qué hace tan temprano? Pues jugar al Final 16. Eso hago. Como un poseso. Me he traído la ensalada aquí. Si se ve, se ve. Tengo que darle un meneíto antes. Y ahora sigo con la historia. En cuanto haya una escena, como. Pues eso, estoy enganchadísimo al 16. Ya dije que iba a hacer un stream. Bueno, unos streams del tirón. Y es lo que voy a hacer. Ayer estuve todo el día jugando al 16. Hoy voy a estar todo el día jugando al 16. Y solo pararé para dormir. Y ya está. Es lo que hay. Así me lo paso y ya está. No voy a publicar spoilers en redes ni nada. Y no lo sé. Si se tercia un vídeo, pues hará un vídeo. Uno con spoilers, otro sin spoilers. No lo sé, no sé qué voy a hacer. Cuando me pase el juego pensaré. De momento, toca disfrutar del juegazo. Madre mía. Madre mía. Qué ganas tienes el 16, pero tendría que comprarme la PS5. Ya, mucha gente tiene ese problema. Que no tiene la Play 5. Ya. A ver, yo os diría que ahorrarais para una. Porque la consola está muy bien, además. Ya no es por el juego solo. Pero claro, eso depende de cada uno. Pues... Uy, ¿puedo teleportarme ya a otro sitio? Entonces puedo hacer las hunts. No, pero no lo voy a hacer. Voy a seguir con la historia. Aunque las hunts... Espera, aquí hay teleport, ¿no? Mira, uno. Ah, pues está aquí al lado. Vale. No, pero hay que seguir historia mejor ahora. Pues voy a seguir la historia. A ver, entre el PC y la Nintendo Switch ya tengo demasiado. Ya saldrá para PC. Tal vez el año que viene. Yo creo que el año que viene ya estará el 16. Cuando haya pasado el auge, volverá. Pues eso. Si no tenéis prisa, pues ya está. Intentando spoilearos mucho. Pero ya está. Voy a seguir la historia, ¿eh?
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
We'll show them that the fire in the Archduke's son. Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord.
Aún venden hoja de gallo. Y elixires tal vez cojo alguna, porque... Bueno. Seguro que hay algún combate súper difícil. Mira, para tener dos, ¿no? Compro, va.
As you wish,
Por
my
tener
lord.
dos, nunca se sabe. De hecho, me la voy a poner en el equipo. ¿O era inventario? Inventario. En vez de píldoras heroicas... No, es que píldoras heroicas es útil. Vale.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
Sir Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Vamos. Uy. Vale. Vale, tengo que llegar ahí. Ah, no puedo usar el teleporte aquí. Vale. Ah, ninguno. O sea, no me puedo ir ahora mismo. Si quisiera irme, no puedo. Vale.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Good girl.
Faster!
Ah, no cambia la musiquilla. Uy.
Look at me sideways. How is the Black Shields?
Come along now.
Bastards are lucky I did.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
Buah, si los pido al lado.
Area!
Forest area!
Bien.
Your petty revolution ends
Pensé que
here.
sí.
On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell!
Hay más.
Reinforcements from the far bank!
Hostia.
Fight their battles for.
Ah, vale, sí, tiene balas. Esquiva.
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't be flattered.
The main blade!
La bolsilla. Bueno.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
it again.
Ahí los tipos. ¿Y eso, señor? Me pega demasiado el dragón este.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
Al Starfield sí.
It bloody worked.
Sí que lo jugaré. Perdona.
We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battle to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Uy, 85 de renombre. Justo ahora. Eso me daba algo más.